Yo, what's good, YouTube? Outside of Chipotle right now, just left the gym for the second time. I feel like I've been neglecting y'all the last couple of days, so I wanted to get this video out, before the night's over. I'm about to eat this meal, but that's not why y'all clicked on the video. The reason y'all clicked on the video and kind of going into the theme of what I started the video with is we have to follow our intuition more so than anything. And probably if you're watching this, you don't follow your intuition enough, and that could be holding you back from certain results in your life, because that's for sure holding me back, or has held me back from certain results in my life. So let me explain. I think a lot of us in the self-improvement, personal development, become the best version of yourself community, a lot of times we can seek wisdom, we can seek game, we can seek information, knowledge to help us on our journey. We can watch the YouTube videos, we can read the books, we can listen to the podcast, we can do all the work to help us ultimately make better decisions in the future. But what we have to realize is that all of that's great, but what that does is puts us in our logical thinking mind. And our logical thinking mind can only gather so much information at any given point in time, rather than our gut feeling, which is connected to our subconscious, through that neural pathway. When we have that gut feeling, aka intuition, a lot of times that decision is going to be better, not only because the subconscious is gathering more bits of information at any given time, because it's connected to a more instinctual version of yourself. Like, for example, of what I'm talking about is say for example, you're driving and somebody immediately swerves in your lane. You're not logically thinking, oh, car coming my way, let me swerve point X degrees out of the way to, whatever. Instinctually, car swerves in your lane, you're going to automatically move in the right direction. Then you might see another car and you hurry up and move. Not saying this happened to me, I'm a pretty good driver, but y'all get the gist. Is that when usually our brain is put into a fight or flight situation, it can work a lot quicker and understand what we need to do in order to accomplish that. Now, the way that this thought process works in that fight or flight situation also works in the perspective of anytime we make a decision and tapping into what that gut feeling is telling us, because that's ultimately where that nervous system is connected to, from the subconscious to the gut. Hope this is making sense. So the reason I'm bringing this up, the reason I'm explaining it on a scientific level is, one, I think it provides a lot of clarity, on a lot of these concepts, but two, hopefully provides some perspective on why you should listen to that voice over your logical mind. Because a lot of times, if you're thinking analytical about things, if you're thinking logically about things, you may overthink and say, oh, well, why should I listen to that when I can overanalyze and over-rationalize? But if you go, the most logical thing is to listen to your intuition. So that's a psychological, biological level through our biochemistry on, how that decision-making process gathers more information, therefore is going to be a better decision. And then from a more spiritual context, a more spiritual level, that intuition is God guiding us, is, spirit guiding us to ultimately get us closer to our manifestations, our desires, what we want, our vision, our, the things that we say that we want in life. So, at all times, the way our RAS, I'm going back to the psychological, biological level, but RAS, reticular activating system, a lot of the way that it works is that it's like a servo mechanism. So anything that we put into our subconscious mind is going to heat seek and filter out everything else. So that way we only focus on, what's in our brain, what's in our subconscious, what's in our vision. So with that being said, that's kind of more so, like I said, on the psychological level, how the RAS, the reticular activating system, could work. But more on a spiritual level, anything that we're intentionally trying to manifest, any result that we're trying to create in our life, God is going to place those events in our life, and then we start to look at those as synchronicities. So you could look at it as a spiritual synchronicity, or you could look at it like our RAS putting more, things into our frame in alignment with what we want. Now, again, why am I saying all this? Because in order for us to see those opportunities that's available to us that our RAS is pointing out, we have to be present in the moment. We have to be present and, in the moment to actually perceive what's going on outside. Because when we're not present, we're thinking, we're overthinking, we're in our head. So therefore, our vision is inward as opposed to outward. So if it's not outward, then we can't be present. Hope that makes sense. So in order for us to take advantage of the opportunities that's already in front of us to move towards the things that we want, we have to be present. And then also we have to trust. And this is where the ultimate principle comes in of faith and belief. We have to trust that our RAS is working. We have to trust that we've been envisioning the right things. We have to trust that God wants the best for us. We have to have the right beliefs. We have to have the right identity. We have to have all these things. And then when we bring those things to our awareness, when we bring those things to our forefront, it becomes a lot easier to trust those gut decisions that we know we should make. Now, I could have not explained all the scientific background and the spiritual reason for why you should have did that, and I could have just came on this video and said, yeah, trust your intuition, trust the gut instinct, because that's from God and that's what you should trust. But I think this hopefully provides, like I said, a level of awareness as what's really going on a biological level, on a metaphysical level, on a psychological level, to where our whole body and the whole universe is constructed in a way to lead us to the things that we want. And what we have to do a lot of times is just let go of our fears, let go of our logical thinking, let go of the analytical thinking, let go of the over analyzing, because that puts us again in a state to where we're looking inward as opposed to outward, and we're not present, so we can't really see properly, because we have to be present to see properly. So how has this related to my life? To tie it all up with a story. If y'all still watching, appreciate y'all. Well, the way I look at it is any key result in my life, I've had to overcome a certain amount of fear to go towards, right? Like, for example, 2020 hit. I was working at Best Buy. I had the check coming in. I was top producer in the store. Everybody. I had the significance. I had a lot of my needs getting met. I had the connection of the people in the store. I had the significance of being the top in the store. I felt like I was growing. They had promises of moving me up in the company. So a lot of my needs was getting met, but ultimately it wasn't the biggest vision I had for myself. And, granted, 2020 had to happen to where, the whole world shut down to give me the catalyst to want to get out of that state. But through 2020, the world shutting down, me getting laid off from Best Buy, or they just put everybody on pause, and everything that was happening in the world, I decided in that moment to come to Texas. And coming to Texas was a leap of faith. It was something that was scary. It was something that I didn't necessarily want, or I was anxious about at the time, right? But I decided to do it anyway because I felt like it was the right thing to do at the time. If I would have overanalyzed, if I would have looked too logical about it, I might have talked myself out of it. But instead, I went with my gut of saying, let's go. So, like I said, man, I've been taking a few days off, just, gathering my thoughts and really, reflecting on where I'm at in the journey. And honestly, withholding a lot of things that I know I should be doing, but haven't because of fear, because I'm overanalyzing and thinking too logical, when I should just be more present to where God has me at in the moment, and making the thing that I feel is right, and having faith and trusting that it's right, because it's part of the vision, it's part of what I've been manifesting, it's part of what I've been saying I want. And when the opportunity presents itself, you just gotta step up and do what's necessary. So y'all stay tuned for a Thailand move. Yes, probably gonna head out to Thailand for 3 months. So y'all stay tuned for that, probably in a couple weeks. Booking the ticket tonight. So it's out there. It's for the tube. Y'all my fam. So heard it here first. So y'all stay forward to the vlogs for that. The whole journey is gonna be dope. It's gonna be legendary. And then we got some other things coming, man. I'm gonna step more into my purpose, step more into helping y'all, just step more into who I need to be. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like I said, I know it's kind of impromptu, real in the moment type of vid, but I wanted to get it done. I didn't want to go another day without getting something out to the family. So if you like the video, comment what you want to see next, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you on the next one.